you're a week into the chase.
Right.
What's it been like this year? What has the whole process been like with the coaches and your teammates being out there?
As far as the chase goes, you know that feeling you get when you feel like something's really coming together and things are starting to get more cohesive and become more of a team unit. That's the feeling that I get from the chase. I just feel like everybody's out there working extremely hard, just working hardest I've ever worked since I've been here, the hardest workouts. But you dread waking up in the morning, but after you walk into the locker room and you completed the chase with your brothers, you just feel good. You just get a real gleeful feeling.
Year 2 under Coach Taggart, is there just that extra understanding of this is what is expected for each stage of the process now? Everyone is on the same page?
Absolutely. I feel like as a player on the team, I know what to expect from Coach Taggart now, and I feel like he knows what to expect from his players, and he knows how to get the most out of this group of guys because he's been with us for a year now. Obviously, we got some new mid-years, and we're bringing them along, and they're coming along really well, too. But I really feel like I just understand what Coach Tag expects from us now.
I mean, you're one of the group of guys, the West Coast Noles, who made the trek across the country.
Right.
Why was Florida State the right fit? Why was it all right to come across the country to Florida State?
Well, one thing my parents have been preaching to me for a very long time was that in order to grow, get the most amount of growth possible, you have to remove yourself from your comfort zone. So I'm a kid from Southern California, so coming all the way to the north side of Florida, it's not something that kids from out there typically do, but I would like to say that I'm not just like another kid from California. I would like to say I'm like cut a little bit differently, which is why I was able to make the transition. So it's definitely been a little bit difficult trying to adjust from West Coast life to East Coast life, but I'm making myself more of a complete person and marketing myself nationwide.
What was the biggest transition point for you, the biggest culture shock?
The biggest culture shock, I would have to say when I first got here was the weather. But after the adjustment to the weather, I feel like people are people at the end of the day. So it wasn't really a big adjustment. It was just learning my surroundings and learning how to cope with the fact that I'm not in California anymore.
What was year 1 like for you? I mean, obviously you didn't get out to do what you.
Right.
Every player comes here to be a dominant at their position. But
right.
You played special teams. You got out there. What was year 1 like for you?
Well, coming in, obviously the expectation was for me to play because I feel like that's everybody's expectation coming in as a freshman. You expect to just be automatic freshman impact player, and a lot of times that's not the reality, but I'm also not the type of kid that's going to go up to Coach Tag's office or my position coach's office and ask why I'm not playing. I was really just going to sit back and play my role, and the role that they asked me to play was special teams, and I'm so glad I played special teams instead of redshirting this year because when they actually do throw me in that fire, it won't feel completely foreign like I've never been out there before because I played upwards of 15 to 20 snaps in the game on special teams, so I know what it's like to be out there. So definitely a learning experience and outstanding freshman season. I had an outstanding time playing special teams.
What is goal for year 2 for you? I mean, obviously, I imagine getting out there and making an impact.
Really, I really just want to help the team win, first and foremost, because when the team wins, everybody eats. Everybody gets the teams that have winning records. Their players tend to get drafted higher, get better jobs. It's just a better lifestyle when a program is winning. So first and foremost, my main goal is just to do whatever I can to help the team win this season.
Obviously, you've had limited contact since he was hired, but with the time that you've had to spend with Coach Briles, what are your early impressions?
Oh, he's very, very, very approachable. You can talk to Coach Briles about anything. Most of the time, your conversations will probably be about football, but I gravitate to coaches that are approachable and that enjoy talking to their players and just getting to know them and are genuinely concerned about them. And I definitely get that vibe from Coach Briles because he goes out of his way to speak to me, and I'm one of those guys that loves having conversations. So the fact that he goes out of his way to speak to me and he's approachable as he is, great coach from what I've seen so far.
Now, I know you kind of alluded to it a little bit in the interview. I know firsthand that you have other interests, but I mean, you're one of those guys who's very interested in getting more out of your college experience than just on the football field.
Absolutely.
What are some of the things that interest you and that you really get into off the field?
Oh, I'm really, really interested in filmmaking. I just feel like the platform that filmmaking can provide for you is just astounding, and just if you put a lot of time and put a lot of quality into making high quality videos, then you'll reap some pretty good benefits. And also, I enjoy reading books too, because I feel like they help you expand your knowledge about everything, and they help you become more well spoken. And that's something that I'm going to preach to my kids, because it's something that my dad always preached to me: the power of reading books and just being a well spoken person.
Is this an important year for Florida State? Obviously, last year was not the year you guys wanted. Is it important to show progress and start moving things in?
It's vitally important. This year coming up is probably one of the most important football seasons that Florida State has had in a long time. Not to say that every season isn't important, but coming off of the season that we had last year and judging it off of the fan base that we do have, they deserve to see progress, and they deserve to see more wins. And everybody who is a part of the Florida State football program wants nothing more than to give No Nation what they deserve. Especially me as an individual, there's nothing more than I want right now than to return Florida State to being a dominant college football powerhouse. And we're putting the pieces in the right places to get there. So I'm excited about this upcoming season.